Yes, that is working. Hello, hi, welcome to Wanderslut. My name is Rebekah Crosby. I'm the host of this wonderful show. It is so fun. I'm also live on TikTok simultaneously, so really fun. I got to put my thing on Do Not Disturb. My friend just texted me. Okay. Hello. There's your face.
Here we are.
Welcome.
Man, I'm glad to be here.
I know. You're delightful. Okay,
I have
Dr.
been
Rick,
looking
we're just
forward to
already
this.
recording, so
Great. I'm in. I'm here. I'm
perfect.
ready.
Okay, so
Let's go.
tell us all about you, whatever you want us to know.
All of it?
I mean, as a quick intro,
It's
into
a lot. I mean, the title I have is a story healer, and what I do is I remind people there is not a damn thing wrong with you, but that story that guided you isn't worth a shit.
okay.
And that is what we do. We look at the story, we look at the beliefs, we look at the scripts and the roles and the agreements, and we look at religious trauma and we look at pain and we look at joy. And then we say, well, wait a minute, who are you really in the midst of all of that? Who do you want to claim that you are? How do you want to remember what you're all about? And I came to this work from lots and lots of work in ministry and teaching and leading retreats and spiritual direction and the whole thing. And this is what it all comes down to now at this season in my life. So that's it.
Okay, I love it so much. I found you on TikTok. I want to make sure they can somewhat see us. Um, I I don't know. I can't remember what reel it was, but I loved your intro. Tell me your intro, what you say in every video.
Hello, you beautiful, gorgeous, shining, amazing, eternal soul having a human experience.
Yes, and a
And
big, beautiful, bold experience.
it might be a wonderful human experience. It might be a gigantic, powerful, overwhelming human experience. It might be kind of a crappy human experience, depending on how your day is going. But I promise it's the one that is absolutely right for what you signed on for.
I love it so much. Okay,
Yeah.
you got to tell me about that painting behind you. Oh, that is breathtaking. I just got
Thank
chills all
you.
over my body. It's like this lion, but
It
it's
is a
so
lion. It's a spirit
colorful.
lion. Yeah, it's my spirit lion. And I was thinking about and feeling into what kind of energy I wanted in my sessions with clients and when I was teaching an online class and the whole thing. And I just started painting this lion, and there he goes. So he's with me all the time.
You're a
Yeah.
fascinating human.
Plus, I mean, I realize it looks like I'm kind of exploding. It wasn't the intention, but
Yes, you're on
whatever.
fire.
I know. Plus, my hair is really tall today. It's all happening.
I love it so
Anyway,
much. Okay, so tell me, we've changed a few emails about this, but you used to be a pastor. So
yeah.
I am so thoroughly curious about that.
10 years, I was a college English teacher and I loved it. And specifically, I loved those moments when somebody would say, wait a minute, this is for me. You know what I mean? As opposed to, oh, I got to sit through English class and just get through it. I did not have any interest in being that kind of teacher because what I loved was awakening. Like that's the thing that turned me on for me, myself. And so
Hmm.
I wanted to breathe life into I went to a conference early on as a teacher and I heard an expert on critical thinking say, just because you're teaching doesn't mean anybody's learning.
Mm.
And I thought, my gosh. And I was teaching at that time in a community college, and I was teaching at three different campuses and teaching in four men's prisons. And I realized me standing up there talking so that somebody would memorize something and then barf it back at at the end of the month or at the end of a semester on a test. That didn't make anybody want to be any better or be more awake or for their life to be meaningful.
Right,
Who cares?
right.
Blech. So I just threw everything out. I threw the syllabus out. I threw everything out. I just said, well, what is this all about? So that was 10. I did that for 10 years and I absolutely loved it. And I was raised going to church and I started to have what I can only describe as mystical spiritual experiences that I couldn't explain. And my first wife and I and our two kids were going to the little Methodist church. And I went to the pastor and said, "Can you explain to me what the hell is going on here?" And he said, "Have you ever read the Gospel of Mark as a book?" And I said, "I do not have any frame of reference for what you're talking about right now. Isn't the Bible the thing that you quote to tell us how to behave?" And he said, "I think there's more going on here." And I tumbled down the rabbit hole of the search for the historical Jesus and the Jesus seminar, and where did this book come from, and where did these books come from, and what is this stuff? I mean, I just started to, I realized this mural behind me is very apt. I started to explode. I was so awakened, and I ended up going to seminary at Perkins in SMU in Dallas, driving back and forth and commuting while I was working. And then I got a job at our little local Methodist church as the education pastor. And I said, "I need to tell you, I don't really believe in the church as an institution, but something is happening and I'm really interested in this." And that began a big pilgrimage for me. 10 years in organized religion until I finally it was a misfit for me in a lot of ways because I kept asking why, which became, a problem. And then I got fired, and a bunch of people said, "Why don't we go do something else?" And so for 17 years here in Austin, I led Journey Imperfect Faith Community, which was this ragtag bunch. We read Rumi poems and made art and sang and did weird, beautiful prayer rituals and hung out and talked and served the poor and worked for social justice. And it was really, really good. A lot of people in that faith community were not very churchy, but that expression of community and questioning and faith and spirit was really meaningful for them. So I think I was in ministry about 30 years total before I finally said, "I need to take a break and just reset a little bit." That was
Mhm.
4 years ago, I think, something like that.
Okay, so a few things in that stood out to me. One, what you have to try to explain the mystical experiences you were having. I know
Is
you
that a
said you
thing?
couldn't explain it. I mean,
I mean,
I know
how
words
about
do
this?
not do justice to those experiences, but
Sitting at the Easter prayer vigil where you could, in the chapel at First Methodist Church of Athens, Texas, in East Texas. And I had signed on for, I think, the 2 to 3 in the morning shift or something. They had a thing where you could sign up to, they wanted it to be somebody in the chapel from Jesus' death at 3 p.m. on Friday to Jesus' resurrection, 7 a.m. on Sunday. So it was like a really neat, kind of a meditative, whatever. And I was just minding my own business. Like I said, I had a job and a wife and kids and a lawn, and I was in the 3D world. And I was sitting in that little chapel reading or journaling or something. And I've always been somebody that I feel like I was more aware that there had to be more than this, but I didn't know what it was because I was just in a regular Western United, sort of United States environment, 3D worldview. And one of them was that as I was sitting there at, 1 or 2 in the morning or whatever, I looked up at the front of the church and I saw a craggy ridge with a tree on it that was bent and twisted, and wind was blowing through it. And I knew that it was God. I don't know how I knew that that was God. Clearly I was throwing out my old ideas about what God was or Jesus was or the Holy Spirit was or whatever, just right and left. And then I said, "Well, if that's God, where the hell else are we going? I'm not sure what's happening." So I just kept going. I have visions where this big, beautiful hand comes and picks me up and leads me and places me someplace else in a dream, or not in a dream at night, but like a waking vision. My mother appeared to me a week after she died 15 years ago and took me to a valley and showed me this vision and apologized for being a terrible mother. And
mm.
then ancestors started showing up. And after that, it's just everybody keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. You know what I mean?
Don't you love it so much? It is just
I do.
so entertaining. I'm
I
like,
do.
I look for signs. of God he's everywhere in everything.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello,
Hallelujah.
hello.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the self-expression of God, and all of us are self-expressions of God.
Mm-hmm.
Every human, every tree, everything.
Yeah.
And so for me, part of the thing that enriched it too was that I didn't have when you said, can you explain these mystical experiences? The place that I went to eventually over the years was either to Hinduism and Buddhism on the one hand, which was
Mm-hmm.
much more about going within, like
Mm-hmm.
not go find God out here or go find God up in heaven,
Mm-hmm.
but find source, find meaning, find truth within. And the other was lots and lots of Native American spirituality that
Mm-hmm.
I just fell in love with because it's so clearly connected to that everything is alive. Everything is
Mm-hmm.
part of everything. Everything is connected. Everything is awake. Do you know what I mean? That
Mm-hmm.
this tree is not a thing for me to cut down and use. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cut this tree down, I need to be in relationship with this tree and honor this tree and thank this tree for
Mm-hmm.
its life, for being here for 50 or 100 years. And I need to respect this standing person. Like that for me became a way to incorporate a much larger vision for what was possible. And then explaining after that, shit. I mean, really, you know,
Anything goes.
right. Just come on in.
Uh,
Come on in.
well, I was telling somebody, do you know who Zach Bush is? I bring him up all the time. I love that man so much. He's a doctor.
Yes, yes, yes.
He said he has patients and he tells them, go sit under a tree for 7 days and you will be healed. Nobody will do it.
Mm,
Not a single one of his patients will do it. And I have decided it is because on the other side of that is the fear of being a total freak. Everything about your life changes. You have to tell
yeah,
people this fucking tree healed me.
right.
I sat under it for 7 days. Who wants to be that guy? You know? I mean, obviously, we joined the club. We're in it.
Hello. Well, but I mean, and then that totally for me reframes so much of what we think about as the miracle stories in Jewish and Christian scripture. Like when Jesus says to somebody, I didn't, why are you bowing down to me? Your faith
Mm,
is the thing that made you well. Your
right,
willingness to step into this alternate reality, your willingness to step into this other possibility of consciousness and existence, that's the thing that changed your system.
right,
Hello, I'm just over here cheering for you. You know what
right,
I mean?
right.
Because
Just
it's
because
all
I got
within
it
us.
before you did doesn't mean that I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Oh, 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 oh.
Listen, I go to church on Sundays because my kids are in it. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
awake before they were ensnared. So my dad is a pastor of the First Baptist Church here, and I'm just like I don't have like a hate for it. I
Mm-hmm.
find it beautiful. It's a beautiful expression of community and all
Mm-hmm.
the things. But I'm just kind of chuckling to myself, like Jesus must just be like,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No,
what?
he and I've talked
What?
about it. He and I've talked about it, and I'm just like seriously. And he looks at me and goes, "Me? Seriously? Do you,
It's like
does this look like me? Does any of this look like me?" I'm like, I don't. I got it. I know.
it's like a
So,
whole religion being founded on me. Like, how funny would that be? I mean,
oh,
I
y'all,
mean,
come on,
really,
come on, come on.
it's okay.
Well, and so and I really had to dig into that too as I was bumping up against the church and its script, the way it sees the world, in my experience at least. And it did not go along with Jesus's teachings at all. It did not seem to go along with Jesus's value system or his alternate view of reality at all. And I realized, oh, we made this. Oh, oh, we made this. In which case, first of all, I'm just like pissed off. What
Hmm.
are we doing?
Hmm.
And then the next thing was to say, oh, well, then let's look at what we made,
Right,
right? And this is an expression of a community, and this is an expression of a historical moment, and this is an expression of some people who were in fear, and this is an expression of some people who are trying to figure something out, and this is an expression of this particular cultural context.
right,
In which case,
right,
okay,
right,
you know,
right,
all right,
right. I I can't imagine that it's going to, whatever. Everybody awakes when they're ready to. But now when you're on this side of it, you're just like, do they not get it?
Mm. I can't hear you for some reason. I'm not sure why that's the case. Let me hang on. Let me take these off. How's that? Ah, got it.
Hear
Better.
you?
We have returned. Can you hear me okay?
I
Well,
don't
now
know
I can
why
hear you
my
just
thing
fine.
went off. Maybe it was
Whatever.
my
I'm
microphone
good.
went off. Okay. I'm
Hopefully,
hopefully that wasn't
it was very
long.
short. Yeah. I
If there was a bleep, they didn't
mean,
need to hear what I had
I
to
trust
say.
this is all happening in perfect timing, in perfect. I mean,
Divinely
hello.
protected and
Here.
guided. Yeah. We don't control shit. Um. Anyways, well,
For some reason, I can't hear you again. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me okay? Hang on, everybody. Hang on, everybody. We're doing our best over here. We're doing what we can. Oh, I can hear you great.
maybe
Can you hear
this will
me?
work.
Great.
Okay.
I
So I
really
think
wanted to
this
hear
one's
what you were
just
saying
dead.
just now. Please say it again.
Okay. I think our nervous systems protect us from waking up.
Absolutely.
Don't you? So don't you think that it starts with
Always.
embodiment?
It can't, it's not just in our heads. It can't be.
Okay.
And I mean, Rebecca, think about all the stories of the saints, all the stories of the mystics, all the stories of the people that have awakened. None of that is happening in this masculine, figure it all out mode. Like that's not how this works. There's something else that is happening.
Right.
You know that Trevor Hall song, "In and
Right.
Through the Body." Like it's in and through the body. Like that's where this happens. And so the willingness to I work with a lot of clients all over the world, some of whom are trying to figure something out, so I'm coaching them, but a lot of whom are on a spiritual awakening or a spiritual path. And so much of it is the struggle that we all have, which is I'm trying to figure this out, I'm trying to make this work, I'm trying to get it together, I'm trying to answer this question. Why can't I hear spirit anymore? Why am I so busy? Why can't I hear, what am I too busy? Why can't I hear God? And it's all about just we have to be willing to disengage from this thing that's up here and that's in this space. And I mean, I love my mind. I'm grateful for my mind. It's great. And the awakening doesn't happen up in our programming. I don't think. I think like I mean, why else do
No.
people have the stigmata appear in their bodies or signs of their whatever appear in all of that is really about the willingness just to and to Jesus's point, do you know how you want to be embodied I mean, do you know how you guys get awakened? You kneel down and wash somebody's feet. You feed the poor. You forgive, you know. That's
Mm,
about I really think that that's awakening 101. It's just you just get your body down. I love the Islamic posture of prayer where we're kneeling and then we put our forehead on the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like we're all the way down. I don't know. My posture
mm,
is I'm either sitting at the desk or I'm driving my car. Do you know what I mean? It's very upright. Or we're sitting in church in
mm,
pews like this, all looking
mm,
at the back of each other's heads like this. I mean, that's very, it's not, there's not a lot of flow in that physical posturing.
mhm. Yes. I love that. I walk through the park every day and I put my hands in the air. And I walk through my tiny town and I put my hands in the air and I just don't care. Like, I know I look like a total lunatic, but I'm like, there's got to be some science behind this. And sure enough, putting your hands in the air is like a sign of It
Yes.
just lights up all the bits. It just lets the light come into your body also. The sun just kind of invades, and it's also like, what if we just started normalizing things
I'm
like
in.
this? Just
Mm-hmm.
going without
Mm-hmm.
shoes, you know, not having AC in our house and heat in the winter. I mean, trying to
Mm-hmm.
connect us back to
Mm-hmm.
nature. It's like small little things that you can do. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how people, you live in the
Austin.
city,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me how you do it, because I'm in the middle of
Well,
nowhere,
one of the
Texas.
things that
Well, you know
I
where
do
I
know
live.
where you live, just up the road from here. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Just up the road from where my
Uh-huh.
mother was raised in Lampasas. Yes. One
Mm-hmm.
of the things that we do, my wife's name is Christina Wisdom, for real. That's really her name. Wisdom. Yes.
Wisdom.
And one of her practices that she does like very regularly on purpose is that she will take her shoes off and go back in our yard. And it's just a regular yard with a fence around it in the city. But she will like get on the ground. Like, she will put her hands on the ground.
Mm,
She'll put her feet on the ground. She'll dig her feet into the earth. She'll put her forehead on the ground. She'll lie
mm,
down on the ground. I mean, the idea of like being in a different mode. And I love you know, I realize the hip hop song, raise your hand, put your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. Clearly spiritual attitude.
mm-hmm.
Hello. But
Mm-hmm.
the willingness to let
Mm-hmm.
go of this very stiff backed thing and just get down. We can do that. I
I
mean, we
like
like to
that
drive
a
out to
lot.
the state park too, but we can do that in our backyard. We've got a tree to sit under. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure.
Although concrete is a problem.
They-
I mean, I really think that concrete is a problem. I think like for our nervous systems,
mhm.
concrete is a problem.
I do too. And I wish they would start putting like grounding
Hmm.
things in our shoes also. I think there are some people that are doing that. But you can buy grounding
Hmm.
sheets that ground you to
Hmm.
the earth.
Hello.
I mean, it's coming. It's like waves of like we're
We're
starting to
stubborn
get
though,
it.
and we're stupid. Do you know what I mean? We're slow. We're
Well, for the love, it is so embedded in us. You're having conversations with people and you realize that everything about what they've just said
Yep.
is fearful. They're just enslaved to fear. They don't even realize that they're doing it. Oh, I can't afford that. I can't do that. I can't. I. I'm like, what can you do?
The
Can
book
we
that
talk
I'm
about
writing
that?
about, story healing, the work that I do with people, says that one of the things that we inherit is a belief in what is possible or not possible. Like that's not no child thinks that
Mm,
way
mm,
before the school system and the church
mm-hmm.
and the culture convinces them otherwise. Children think everything is possible, right? They're open to all kinds of magic.
Yeah.
And then we are told like literally year by year, grade by grade, peers and parents and authority figures and everybody else, you can't have that. You can't do that. That's not possible. And then we
Mm-hmm.
believe it's not
Mm-hmm.
just that it's forbidden or that we can't access it, but it's not possible. Like you've had that conversation with people where they just say, I
Right.
could never do that. To which the answer is, oh,
Right.
well, okay, I guess you could never do that then. Like you're the meaning maker,
Right.
but it's not our fault.
Right.
It is ground into us year after year after year that we shouldn't trust ourselves. We shouldn't trust our feelings. We shouldn't trust that our bodies are bad, that our bodies are
Mm,
sinful, that there's something wrong with
mm,
us. We shouldn't trust our own
mm,
thoughts. I mean, shit. In which case, all we do is just we hand over our power to the ones that will fix it for us and hand over our money to the ones who will fix it for
mm-hmm.
us. That's not it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah,
Outsourcing all
it's
the
just
things.
not.
So, do you have a relationship with Western
Yeah.
medicine? Like, what is your
I
take
have
on
a
that?
really
Okay.
wise friend who is an extremely spiritual person,
Mm,
and her mother is a surgeon. And she says, for the things that her take on that is for the things um, that are technical, that the mechanic needs to do, and that Western medicine has the technology to do. That's the modality or the technology that she uses. And for the functional medicine and for the energy work and for the parts of it that Western medicine doesn't know how to respond to, more ancient ways of
Mm-hmm.
seeing the body and the self. That's what she accesses. So I go for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I trust Western medicine to do a lot of really beautiful things that are scientific and that make sense in terms of like this equals this. Yeah, I get it. And I don't want to hand over
Mm-hmm.
my power or my authority or my sovereignty to anybody, including the doctor who says, if you do this, I'll give you this pill or I'll do this procedure and then that will fix it. Because I want to know what's going on, like in here at a deeper level, also at the same time. And I don't think those have to be
Mm-hmm.
mutually exclusive. At least they're not for me. What about you?
Sure. I mean, I'm relatively checked out. I understand, like,
Yeah.
if I get a broken arm or something, I would like to go to the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be fixed. Um, but as far as like, I don't know, I was on all kinds of medication, my thyroid, antidepressant, anti-anxiety. I mean, good God, there's a pill for
Yeah.
every fucking ailment you have. And I'm like, it's just going to keep moving through your body until you address the emotion behind it. So it will express itself, but it's just emotion that's stuck somewhere in
Everything
your
is going to
body.
keep showing up until we have integrated it. Like that's for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. For years and years and years, when I was really a good boy and doing all the right things and, I was not in alignment and I was not awake to what I was doing. I got to where I was having a migraine about every day or every other day. That's kind of a sign that things aren't right. So I just went and found the doctor who would give me the right pill. And I took that pill for years and years and years. And that didn't make it go away. It just meant that it kind of held it at bay. And then a number of years ago, I was invited to a psychedelics plant medicine ceremony. And they said, well, this preventative medicine that you're taking won't go along with the psychedelics. And so, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to wean myself off of the migraine medicine. And I did. And so, in the, gosh, nearly 3 years since I did that, 2.5+ years since I did that, I'm not taking that migraine medicine anymore. And I have a migraine once in a while. And then my work then is to say, all right, what are we doing? What are y'all trying to tell me? What are we working on? What needs to be
Mm-hmm.
addressed? What do we need to look
Mm-hmm.
at? And I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
all being revealed in perfect timing. So we'll see.
Yeah. I love that. The timing is an essential aspect to that. I think, I had, what was I thinking? Oh, I'm, I hate even using this term. It like infuriates
Mhm.
me, but I'm perimenopausal and everybody's like, "Oh, you need to get on hormones. All the symptoms are blah blah blah." And I'm like, I feel like my body needs that shedding. Like, I don't know that I want to change anything about it. It's doing what it's created to do. Just so I'm comfortable? I don't know. Like, maybe I'm supposed to go through a period
Well,
of
I mean,
hell.
I can't remember. I was listening to some of your podcast episodes, and you were saying that in rethinking this framework of, I don't want to say I'm like there's something wrong with me because I'm perimenopausal. I want to claim that my body is and my
Mhm.
psyche and my emotions and my selfhood. This is my words, not yours. My paraphrase is going through. I'm crossing a threshold. I'm going through a meaningful experience. Like something is
Yeah.
happening that's supposed to happen that my body
Mhm.
wants to have happen. And that is not the way we are
Mhm.
trained in this Western world at all. I think everything is a problem to
Mm-mm.
be solved.
Mm-mm.
Everything, which is not
I
a path to
know.
awakening, by the way.
No, no. Do you know who Mark Hyman
Don't
is?
know.
Is that his name?
Yes.
No, Nepo. Okay. He wrote that book. He cured himself
The,
of cancer because he started integrating the cancer into his body and loving it.
I am a
Totally
big
changed his
fan of
health.
asking my body, what are you trying to tell me? And so I have arthritis in my
Mhm.
left knee, and I've had it for about 10 years. And when I first noticed that my knee didn't feel good when I walked, which is a bummer because I love walking, and Christina and I like hiking together and all that. I happened to talk to my younger sister who was having a knee replacement surgery, and she said, "Oh yeah, we have arthritis in our left knees." I said, "Do we?" And yeah. She said, "Yes." And our mother had arthritis in her left knee, and her mother had arthritis in her. I was like, "Well, shit. Okay, okay. What are you trying to teach me?" So I did a couple of years ago. I did a big meditation where I called my grandmother in, and I said, "I need you to do something about this knee. Like, what is this? Like, what is happening?" And I saw her, Inez was her name, from Lampasas. And I saw her come in with a gold dress. And I realized that it was Christmas. I have no idea in this meditation why that was the case. And she began reaching down and pulling things out of my knee like Christmas gifts. Just like, and she was gathering them in her arms, and she said, "Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, sweetheart." I was like, "What is happening?" Right. Anyway, so she left. Now, the arthritis in my knee is still there, but my meaning making about it changed, as opposed to, "This is a problem I need fixed, and this sucks, and it's not fair. Why is this happening to me?"
Mhm.
I'm part of a lineage of my ancestors, and I'm an embodiment of God, a splintering of a wave of the ocean of God. This is part of what I am carrying with me. If I fight it and throw a fit, I'm just going to be mad. If I welcome it and say, "Okay, so this is part of my lineage. I'm Mary's boy and I'm Inez's grandson. Okay, what do y'all have to teach me?" Then it just becomes a
That's so
different,
beautiful.
attitudinal approach. And the Buddha says the first rule is life is suffering. Like life is suffering. So the
Right.
quicker you accept that life is suffering, the less you will suffer. Like being
Right.
in a body is a bitch. It's hard. It's also really beautiful. Like souls are waiting in line to get in a body.
Right.
Here we are.
I love that.
This is our turn.
I love that. Yeah, I tell people that, when they're struggling with their parents or children or whatever, I'm like, "They were handpicked to teach you lessons.
You picked
You're welcome."
you
Are you
picked
paying
them.
attention?
Woo.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh. So
Mhm.
you were married twice? Did I catch that right? Okay, so was your first marriage not able to withstand the
Do you know
spiritual
what?
awakening
I
happening?
bless her and thank her for our 35 years together. We got together in college, and neither of us, I can't
Wow.
speak for her, but I don't think that either of us had enough sense at 20 or 21 or 22 about our own shadows, about our own shit, about
Sure.
our own unmet needs, about each of us came from dysfunctional families, with a lot of violence and scary stuff and whatever. I think we just found somebody that had the right hook to continue work that we needed to work on.
Mhm.
And then over time, as both of us matured and both of us grew, and she grew more into the direction that she wanted to go for her development and her path, and I grew into mine, we needed to go different directions. And so we tried a long separation in the house, like 7 years. I slept in another part of the house. And then we just said, you know what, it's time. So I moved out. I was single for a couple of years, and then I asked out this dear friend of mine that I had never thought about as being, oh, you're a girl. I never thought about it. So it was good. So then I got married, remarried to Christina Wisdom. So when did we start dating? 7 years ago. So we've been married 6 years. Yeah. And I did not have that
Okay.
as the plan. The plan was not
Good.
get divorced and be single and get married. I was like, no more wives. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to be single, sit around, scratch myself, just be an ape. You know what I mean? Well, that did not happen. Something else happened, and my soul is really smart that it knew better than I did. I mean, I'm grateful that it knew better than I did. Things happen. Who knew?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm in that weird space of I've been single for a very long time, 8 years maybe. I had like one boyfriend over that time. I go in and out of it, you know. I'm like, sometimes I don't want it, sometimes I do. I think the universe is like, until you make up your mind, I'm not giving you
I
anything,
liked too
honey.
what you said. I was listening to your podcast yesterday while riding my bike, and I liked that you said that part of dating seems to be, and I was wondering if you would apply this to life in general, seems to be, I want this, and then you get this for a while, and you try it on. Like, I want to date this kind of person, or I want to try this kind of activity,
Right,
or I want to try
right,
this kind of being, or I want to be this way in the world for a while. And then you try it on, and then you say, well, that's not it either, you know? And you were saying that's not a
right,
loss,
right,
that's not a defeat. That's actually like that's progress. I completely agree with you. Like that's learning, that's
right.
growing, that's what we're here for. So that didn't fit. That wasn't it.
Yeah,
Okay. Keep rolling, everybody.
right.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, not many people have that framework, you know. I'm making some interesting choices right now in my dating life and in my sex life. And you know, I'm just
Hooray.
kind of rolling with it. I'm like, I don't know, learning
Yippee. What's
something, I
it's what
guess.
we're here for, finding out. That's what we're here for. I
It,
really believe that, right? I mean, if we're not collecting data,
right.
if we're not racking up experience points, what the hell are
That's
we
so
doing?
true. That is so true. Thank you for
Seriously,
giving me
like
that
that's what we're
permission.
here for. Like that's why we waited in line to be in these bodies we're in, is to come here and learn and grow. What are you going to go back to source and say, most I just watched TV and kept safe? Do you know what I mean?
I think
I
a lot of
know,
people
but
will
that's
have that
not
story.
the the standing ovation from the angels and the ancestors does not come when somebody rolls in and goes, I kind of did a vacation life and I just kind of hid out. They get polite. You know what I mean? They get golf golf claps. That's
So
lovely. Okay,
true.
we wasted an entire 80 years on this one. Next.
Oh, man.
But somebody
That is
rolls in, beat
priceless.
up,
I love it.
scarred, just a mess, and said, I have got to tell you guys a story. I mean, all
That
of
is
the
so
whole
true.
universe crowds into here. I really think
Uh,
that. I'm not kidding.
well, that gives me
Yeah,
a great amount of hope for myself. So thank you, because I am not one to make
there's
cautious
two.
choices. I just really like
Mhm.
experiencing life in all the things. I like getting
Yes.
sticky. I want to know, why shouldn't I do that thing? I'm going to do the thing, and then I'll come back and tell you why you shouldn't do it.
And then they'll listen or they won't. Whatever. That's another part of this too, don't you
Well,
think? Is that there is so much beauty in saying, this is what I'm here to learn. What you're here to learn, what you're here to experience, that's none of my business. Like I'm gonna stay in my hula hoop. This is my work. This is my lesson to learn. This is my thing to suffer through. This is my thing to find joy in. And I can let everybody else you you're on your mission. I don't even know. I don't have any business deciding whether your mission is correct or not. Who the hell am I? I'm not in charge of that.
right, right.
Yeah.
Gosh, so you meet with
Hmm.
clients one
And I
on
also
one? Is
lead
that
retreats and
that's what you're?
work with companies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, it has been on my heart for a couple of years to start some sort of spiritual
Mm.
congregation. And so I would love to this for this conversation to be continued, because I do feel like there's a lot of people just desperate because they dropped out of church. Most churches have lost their, you know, it's declining at least. And just the structure of it, I
The
think, doesn't
structure of
make
it is a
sense.
problem. Like at a deep, like energetic level, the idea that there is a man usually or a
Hmm.
woman, but usually a man
Yeah.
who is the person who is the wise embodiment
Right.
of God's
Leader.
wisdom, who will now speak.
For God. I mean, fuck,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing? Like that, right? Just full stop. What? So then some pastors get up before they speak and say, and they use the quote from the whatever it is, may the words of my heart and the words of my mouth, meditations of my heart be acceptable, and blah, blah, blah. Like it's sort of like the, okay, God, please take over now. And then all they do is just hold on to their notes, like they're white knuckling their notes. I'm going to make it, and this sermon is going to be good, and I'm going to get through to these people, and I'm going to whatever. I mean, it's so much ego. It's so much pressure. Then what happens is all of
Mm-hmm.
us are
Mm-hmm.
projecting our unhealed trauma onto that person and our wish fulfillment onto that person
Mm-hmm.
and our daddy issues onto that person.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also expect them to be the
Mm-hmm.
HR director and the janitor and the cruise director. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't need to tell you any of this as a pastor's daughter. You know all about it. And it's really
I lived it.
unhealthy, like at a deep level. It's not.
Yeah.
One of the things that we tried really, really hard to do in our faith community, and it's still going without me, which I'm really happy to say here in Austin, is to have it be as flat as possible, and for Rick to talk as little as possible, and for everybody to participate, and for it to be as
Mm.
open source as possible, so that it was shared community. For me, that's the only way that this can work, is shared community, where everybody's an expert because they're just bringing their own experience, and everybody's saying, these are my
Right.
questions, these are my
Right.
answers, this is where I'm at today, and everybody's open to each other's, to hear each other and to hear God and to hear spirit and to hear source. And that's slower, like it's less efficient. You know what I mean? Like listening to
Mm.
each other and listening to ourselves
Yeah.
takes longer, and we're too impatient for that. And then we get worried, and then we say,
Mm-hmm.
we need to work on our strategic growth. We've got some handouts here, and we've got, if you'll look at the whiteboard, we've got to deal with it. And it's just like, then Jesus looks at me. I look, you're shitting me.
When he came to destroy the very structure of church. I mean,
Tear this
it's
whole
fascinating.
thing down.
It
I
is
mean, he
really
is
fascinating.
just sick of it. Sick of it.
I know.
And then we just turn around and build more
I
temples.
know.
This is Jesus all the
I
time.
know. I know.
Just
I love it. Yeah, my idea was more like we just do
great.
like jam sessions, like Sunday jam sessions. Everybody just brings their instrument and we smoke weed and
Just
drink
hang out.
beer if we want
Yeah.
to. And yeah, that's what it is. Maybe I'll do like a 10-minute, you know, this is on my heart today. What are you guys
Get on
feeling
with
about
it.
this?
There will be many, many who will come. I'm just saying. Because we need community.
Yeah,
We do need community. Human beings need
we do.
community. And at the same time, I mean, I get that the
Hmm.
church over the centuries has been trying and trying and trying to figure out how to create or facilitate healthy community the best they could. It's not easy because we've all got our shadows and our shit, and we bring it with us wherever we go. But we also bring our gold. Do you know what I mean? We
Hmm.
also bring our divinity. So if we can find a way just to jam, I love the idea of it. Just it's just a jam. Do you know what I mean? We're just all bringing what we got.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
right.
good.
Yeah, we'll see how it unfolds. I find that living in this tiny town, I have community. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty deeply embedded in it. Do you
we
have that
do.
in
Christina and I
Austin?
work like intentionally to like create meaningful community because it's really easy in a city, especially just to be isolated and in your own
Yeah,
little
yeah.
air
You're
conditioned
disconnected.
car and air conditioned cubicle and air conditioned house, and then the next thing you know, you haven't had a conversation with somebody in forever. So we are
Right.
intentional about having supper with people and having people over and meeting people for a walk at the park and like having life with people because we need that. We all do.
Yeah, yeah,
And I want to have
me
life with
too.
people that I can have a good conversation with, like this. Yeah.
Right? I kind of love that as you evolve, the
Mhm.
people that
Just
can't
right
hang, they
out.
just start falling
Right
off.
out.
Bye. I can't do the small talk anymore. It's killing me. Okay. You can't spend 30 minutes telling me about your mother's surgery.
Don't
I'm
give a
out.
shit
I just,
about the Cowboys. I don't care. I mean, yeah.
that too. Yes. Or politics. I can't even with that.
But that's all. That's our conditioning. Do you know what I mean? That's the story. That's the story.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
safe. They're safe topics.
I'm just not interested. I just want to go past the story as quick as we can.
Uh-huh. Dig in. Tell me what your childhood wounds are.
Here we go.
I love it. This was so delightful. Thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you for the good work you're doing. I really mean it. It's really, really good.
And same to you. Same to you. It just lights me up when I see your face.
Right.
You look like a friend of mine.
Obviously a handsome man.
It's very funny. He is a handsome man, yes.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you for being here with me.
All right.
Okay, tell us where to find you and all the things before I forget.
Dr. Rick Diamond, that's it. www.drrickdiamond.com. Okay. And then on Instagram and TikTok, it's Dr. Rick Diamond, and Threads, it's Dr. Rick Diamond. And you can go to my website. That's where you can sign up if you want to do a discovery call for free with me to talk about if you want spiritual mentoring, if you want spiritual direction, if you want coaching, if you want to do story work, like we can set up a series of sessions where we look at your story and we look at you underneath the story, and then you wake up and remember who you really are, and then you feel better.
Oh, I love it so much. So beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You are a gift to the world.
For your awakening. I really appreciate it. I won't.
Don't go
I'll be
anywhere.
here.
Okay.